Hello everyone, in this video I'll be ranking the Baldur's Gate 3 characters by their Smash Brothers character choices. So this is purely speculative, I'm just coming up with this for the fun of it, as obviously there's no Nintendo Switch in Faerun. So the first one we got here is Mario, and I thought long and hard about this one. Mario is the main character, and I think honestly that Mario would either go to Will or Gale. Gale, I think, is like the character that's the most true main character, but I'm actually going to give this to Will because Will has really strong main character energy. He's tied to the plot very strongly, and I feel like he'd want to go as Mario. Now, on the flip side, we got Luigi here, and this one was a pretty obvious choice for me. I think that Luigi is actually Carlock because she's funny. Luigi's Mario's funny brother, and I feel like she would pick him just due to the humor involved with Luigi. So, yeah, I was thinking long and hard on this one. I feel like Carlock is a great choice for Luigi. Next, we got Kirby, and Kirby's kind of an interesting one. I feel like Shadowheart would choose Kirby. Now, Kirby's typically like the noob pick for people that don't play Smash Brothers often, because he has the quick and easy ability to just fly up and then turn into a brick and drop down. So this would either go to Lae'zel or Shadowheart. I'll let them fight out for the pick of that one, but I will give it to Shadowheart. Probably Shadowheart in Act 3 if she goes the good route. But Lae'zel's the youngest, so she could also go with that because she's probably like the least experienced with video games. So either one of those there. Next, we got Link. Now, Link is another character that I think could go to Will since he's going with that whole Blade of Frontiers. Link is the Blade of Hyrule, so it just makes sense. We could even move Mario to Gale. But I feel like, yeah, maybe we'll put Mario and Gale because he likes the main character energy could go to either of them. But Link would probably be more close to Will since they're both sword users. So we're going to put Link there. Next, we got Little Mac, and Little Mac's just a brawler. I think that Little Mac would go to either Halsin or Minsk. Now, Minsk is a berserker if we go back to the Baldur's Gate 2. I think that beating people over their fists, it suits Minsk well. So even though he's a ranger in Baldur's Gate 3, I think that it just makes the most sense for him to be Little Mac and just punching people to death. So yeah, we're going to go with that. Next, we got Lucario, and this is a strange one. Lucario is kind of like I don't know how to describe it, but he's kind of a more quiet and reserved character. Got that noble royalty look to him. So for that, I'm going to put him as Minthara. I feel like Minthara is probably not the most video game friendly, but Lucario is kind of like, he's not evil, but he's got that mysterious aura to him. So there's not many super evil characters here, but yeah, we're going to put that there. Next, we got Lucas. Now, Lucas is a kind of funny one. He's from Earthbound and Mother 3, so I would say Lucas is probably, I would put him under Carlock again. Funny-ish character. The story of that game is quite serious. This is a tricky one to put under anyone because it doesn't really have any connection to any of these characters, so I want to put Lucas under Carlock. Next, we got the Marth and Marth twins. These are swords users, so it just makes sense. Lae'zel would like to use them. They're both very similar characters, Marth and Lucina. They use a sword, just Marth is the tip, and hers is throughout the whole sword. So Lae'zel likes swords, they like swords, they would be besties. Next, we got Mega Man. Now, this is a pretty funny one because Mega Man is so far opposite of anyone here. So I actually think that Gale would probably use Mega Man because Mega Man being robotic and stuff, it's kind of like technology which doesn't fully exist really in Faerun, but magic, Mega Man, they kind of go hand in hand. I don't know who else would pick that, but if you have any thoughts on who would pick Mega Man, let me know in the comments. And then next we got Meta Knight. Now, Meta Knight's kind of like an evil character that's not super evil, but the easy choice. Meta Knight in Super Smash Bros. Brawl was super overpowered, and I feel like Astarion would probably choose Meta Knight if he was playing in Brawl. Lots of quick attacks. I feel like Meta Knight's kind of got a vampire-like vibe to him as well, so I'll put him in the A tier. But there are some vampire characters here that would likely go with Astarion. Next, we got Mewtwo. Now, Mewtwo is like a genetically modified kind of creature. Pokemon, classic. He's got big thighs. Now, Mewtwo is a different one because he's kind of like a cat. And Jaheira is like a cat. She can transform into a panther. So that's my rationale there. I was trying to think long and hard on the Mewtwo options, but I just came down to it's probably Halsin or Jaheira. And we got another. This is Little Mac again. I'm not sure why we have the fist there, but Minsk. And then we have this. I guess this is the blaster for Mega Man and the sword for, I'm assuming, Link. So I'm just going to put those there. Next, we got Min Min, which I don't know a whole lot about. She's a DLC character. But Min Min, Minthara. similar names, she probably would like that. I don't know. We'll go with it. Next, we got Mr. Game and Watch. Now, this is kind of a tricky one because he doesn't say anything. He just hits big numbers, and I feel like it's more of like a basic option. So, I think since he's so, like, Shadowheart likes the color black, her hair is black, we'll go with Game and Watch for that. This is another tricky one that, if you can think of someone, maybe Jaheira because she's older and this is an old game. But I'm going to go with Shadowheart just because it's dark, and she likes darkness at the start of Baldur's Gate 3. Next, we have Ness, and I feel like similar vibe to Lucas, so I'm going to put her under Karlach because I feel like she would like to beat things up with a baseball bat. Ness maybe goes Halsin because Halsin doesn't really have many. No, I'm going to leave it with Karlach. She would probably pick Ness. And next we got Olimar, Captain Olimar, which is a funny one because Pikmin is quite the game. I used to love Pikmin, and it's about a lot of little plant creatures. So the Pikmin are like plants. Circle of the Land Druid likes plants, plant growth. Jaheira. I think that just makes sense. That's my logic there. So we'll go Jaheira for Olimar. Next we got Pac-Man. Now Pac-Man is an iconic character, and for some reason I feel Pac-Man would probably go alongside Gale really well. I don't know why, but I just have a feeling that if video games existed, Gale would like Pac-Man and try to get the high score in it, just for bragging rights, and then no one would care and he'd be upset over it. So yeah, I'm going to go Pac-Man for that. Actually, I may take these off. They're kind of distracting, so I'll put them near the end. Next, we got Paulina, and she is a very holy person from Kid Icarus, and I would say probably Shadowheart, just for the, I guess it's, Shadowheart kind of has two different ways she can go. She can go evil or good. This is the good Shadowheart choice. And Princess Peach, I would give similar deductive reasoning there, that I think that Shadowheart, if she was good, if we go the good road, she would pick Princess Peach. So we'll go with that. I think that just makes sense. Next we got Pichu, and for some reason this gives off Minsk energy to me. Maybe it's booze that's making me choose Pichu, but I want to put Pichu for Minsk just because he's kind of like a joke character. He hurts himself when he attacks, and I feel like Minsk would find that hilarious, so we'll put him there. And then for Pikachu, I haven't given Halsin one, and I think Pikachu fits with Halsin because he's a big bear, and Pikachu is a lovable rat. Not similar, but you can kind of see where I'm going with that. Pikachu is kind of he's a funny character, so yeah, I was thinking for the more animal ones, I would probably put them under like Jaheira or Halsin, but Pikachu just feels like a Halsin character. Next we got Piranha Plant, and this is a DLC character. I feel like this goes with Jaheira too, with the plant theme, so she would probably, if there was like a draft, I feel like she would pick him just because it's a plant. Next we got Kid Icarus himself. This is a tricky one. He's kind of like a holy knight, so I could see maybe Will wanting to pick him because he's kind of like a righteous character, and Will's all about being the Blade of Frontiers and being righteous, so I think that just makes sense. I'll put him there. Next, we got Pokemon Trainer. Now, Pokemon Trainer is a fun one because you get 3 for the price of 1, and I feel like it would also go with Halsin, primarily because Charizard and Halsin kind of have similar energy, I guess. Leave a comment if you feel that you agree with that, but I think that the Pokemon belong to Halsin. Just makes sense. Circle of the Moon Druid. Next, we got Pyra, and Pyra is a swords user. There's quite a few swords users in this game, but she's got more of like the magic side of things. So I actually think, I was thinking Lae'zel, but I feel like Will would fit her theme well. Kind of, she has like a warlock kind of vibe to her. Really powerful class too. I'm not sure what this one is. I'm drawing a blank on it. It might be Ryu. No, Ryu's there. I guess we'll return to that. We got Ridley next. Now, Ridley's a big dragon, and if you know anything about Lae'zel, that's her pick, because the Gith ride dragons. So I think she would pick Ridley. And next we got Rob, who's a robot, old gaming system. This is a tricky one because technology doesn't really mesh well with like these characters because there's not a lot of technology here. I would probably put Rob under Gale. It's a tough one. I don't know who else it would fit well under. I feel like he'd be a Rob user because Rob's pretty powerful. And he's got kind of like, I guess technology could be considered magic. But next we got Minecraft. This is Steve, or the female Steve. Minecraft's a funky one because it's very blocky and basic, but I feel like a blockhead Minsk would enjoy it a lot. So we'll go with that there. Next we got, I think this is Corin, or Robin. one of the two. Sword user from Fire Emblem, and they also use a bit of magic, so this could actually be, I think this is another Will character. The swords and magic, that's his area of expertise, so I'll put him there. Next we got not Paulina. What am I thinking? Rosalina. Similar to Peach, Shadowheart, that's good. The good Shadowheart, I feel like she'd want to play as them. Also, she got a little star buddy, which can be like the astral prism. So there's my logic and reasoning behind that. Next we got Roy, which Roy is another sword user, and he has like a fire attack, the Everburn blade, I guess. So Lae'zel, this one's for you. I feel like that's a good enough choice for her. So sword user, she likes them. Next we got Ryu, and I feel like this is Minsk. Again, beating people up with his fists. He's a berserker, so he's been through it, and he probably would like, if they were in the same universe, they would probably be friends. Next we got Samus. Samus is a tricky one because she's got a big blaster, and I don't feel like she vibes with many of the characters that much, so I think that Samus might go with someone like Karlach. I feel like she would like the idea of the blaster arm because she's got that, like, the fire inside of her too. So I guess that's my reasoning for that one. Sephiroth, easy. That's Astarion. Goes without saying, really. It just makes the most sense. They also look similar too. They're vampire-ish, and they got that silver hair going on. It just makes sense. Sheik. Sheik is a funky one because Sheik's kind of like, Sheik is Zelda in disguise. Shadowheart has Salune in her in disguise. So I think that this is another choice that could fit for Shadowheart, as well as it might not be the most perfect reasoning, but I'm going to put it there anyway. I'm drawing a blank on this one. I'm going to move them to the back. This one is Ken, Vampire Hunter. I feel like he would probably go Astarion. Astarion probably likes the weapons, like the whip and chains and all the weapons that he got in Smash Bros. So we'll put him up there. Next we got Snake. Snake! This is a funky one. Snake is Metal Gear Solid. I'm a huge fan of it. I love that they have that collaboration. Snake's a soldier. Karlach's a soldier. This is like her first serious pick. All these are just kind of like almost joke characters, but I feel like Karlach would have fun with them. But Snake seems to be probably the most like relatable character for her. She has a lot of fun. Snake's not as a lot of fun, but yeah, we'll put them there. Next we got Sonic the Hedgehog. And what else is similar to hedgehogs? Hamsters. Minsk and Boo. And Sonic is Boo. That's my reasoning there. Sonic was a tricky one. Could also go like Jaheira or Halsing because it's an animal, but we'll leave it at that. This is the Keyblade guy from Kingdom Hearts. I'm drawing Sora. Yeah, I was almost drawing a blank on the name. Keyblade is not like a sword like Lae'zel would like, but I feel like Sora could probably go Will. Like I feel like Will would like Kingdom Hearts games, so I'll put it there because that's my reasoning. This is Ken. I'm going to put him in the back just so I can get some time to think of it. Toon Link. This would probably also be Will for the same reason as Link. Blade of Frontiers, the Blade of Hyrule. And yeah, I just feel like Link is very similar to Will, I think, in terms of the character, so we'll go with that. Animal Crossing Villager. Now, this is a funny one because the Villager is not like, there was a lot of memes when this game first came out because the Villager is not really like a offensive character. Animal Crossing is one of the most chill games, very relaxed. I'm thinking Karlach or Halsin for the Villager. I just feel like, yeah, no, we'll go with Karlach. I'm putting a lot with her, but Karlach's funny, and I feel like she would like the goofy characters, and I feel like she would enjoy the over B attack, side B attack that this one has, where he rides in the Gyroid around. I think that she would enjoy that. Next, we got Wario. Wario is a hilarious character, and for some reason, when I think Wario, I think Minsk. And I feel like Minsk would play as him and just use the Fart attack. That's just my thoughts. Wario, Minsk. It makes sense. Next, we got the Wii Fit Trainer. Now, this is just a personal trainer. I feel like this would probably be, like, Lae'zel likes the training side of things. I feel like she'd probably think they're weak because they don't have a sword. But I feel like she would like that. Or maybe Minthara, because they're both, like, kind of similar in appearance. And she was nobility. She likes hard training. Minthara's pretty badass, and I feel like that would be a decent enough pick for her. So we'll go with that. Next we got Wolf, and I feel like this one's another one that's just Asterion coded. The Wolf is like the evil Star Fox, and I feel like he would be a fan of Wolf. They kind of are similar characters, so I'll put that there. Next we got the Yoshis. I don't know why there's two of them. I'll move this one down. I feel like Karlach is a Yoshi main. I have no reasoning for why. Yoshi's just silly and goofy, and I feel like she would like that, so we'll go with that for her choice. Young Link. Again, will just make sense for this character because they're swordsmen. They're the hero of time, the Blade of Frontiers. Again, it makes sense. And Zelda, I feel like since we put Sheik there, Zelda and Sheik, kind of all the princesses go with Shadowheart because she's God's favorite princess and the most interesting girl in the world. If you've ever seen the outro Baldur's Gate 3, search it up. Search up Shadowheart, I'm a hater and a gatekeeper. You'll have a good laugh. And Zero Suit Samus, I'm putting all the blondes here. Zero Suit Samus, again, similar. Shadowheart would probably pick them because they're all blonde hair princesses. But if she was evil, she'd probably go with Game & Watch. I don't know. That's just my thoughts. And I guess while we're on that topic, I'll also give her Bayonet because that's the evil Shadowheart versus the good Shadowheart. Banjo-Kazooie. Banjo-Tooie. This is a tricky one. I feel like this could be either Minsk or Karlach. But even, like, Halsin could be... Yeah, we'll go Halsin, because it's him and his little friend from Act 2. We'll go with that, and he can shapeshift into, like, that bear creature. Bowser, however, that is a fun one. I feel like Bowser's pure evil, and Minthara would love that, so we'll put Bowser there. And Bowser Jr., she would enjoy the family of evil, so she's nobility, and her family is kind of evil, so it just makes sense. Next we got Byleth, and Byleth is from Fire Emblem. I actually really like Fire Emblem Three Houses. That was a game that I played a ton of, and Byleth's the main character in it. So, also, while we're on the topic, I'll put Chrom there too. All the swordsmen are under Lae'zel because she likes swords. Captain Falcon. I honestly feel like Captain Falcon is also Minsk coded, kind of up there with Wario, like Wario with the farts. Captain Falcon with the Falcon Punch. So I just feel like Captain Falcon's kind of a goofier character. He's not a goofy character, but he's goofy coded, we'll call it. And Minsk is a similar, so we'll go with that. Charizard. I already said the Charizard and Halsin are very similar, so I'll put him there. Cloud Strife. This is an interesting one. Big sword, so I'm going to say Lae'zel would probably like it because he's got a big sword. She is hoarding all the swordsmen, but it makes sense. If you look at all the characters, she's the Gith warrior, and she probably wouldn't like Link as much as some of these other characters that are just about the sword a bit more. Princess Daisy. Now, this is a tricky one. I was thinking Karlach initially, but I might actually put this for Jaheira, because she doesn't have a lot of picks, so in the draft, I feel like she probably wouldn't mind Daisy, because Daisy is a type of flower, and she's a land druid. Land druids like flowers, plant growth, so Daisy makes sense. Next we got Dark Pit. I guess I called him Kid Icarus earlier. Dark Pit, probably Asterion, the evil version of a good character. So kind of like goes, Will is like a good, very good coded character, whereas Asterion's kind of evil. So yeah, that makes sense. Samus. Dark Samus, probably another character Asterion would like, just because it's an evil version of a good character. So Karlach with Samus, Asterion evil. Diddy Kong. I feel like Diddy Kong is definitely Minsk coded, as well as Donkey Kong. Actually, Donkey Kong could go, yeah, we'll put Halsin Donkey Kong as Gorilla. I feel like he's just a big man. And Donkey Kong kind of makes sense, kind of similar big muscly physique. It could fit under Minsk though, but Minsk Diddy Kong, just goofy monkey. I feel like he's a goofy monkey kind of guy, so I'd put him there. I feel like he'd like Diddy Kong. Dr. Mario. This is a healer character, so I was tempted to put it under Shadowheart, but yeah, this is a tough one. I'm actually going to think that Jaheira would probably pick him because of the healing, and druids are healers by nature, and yeah, I just feel like she's the one that's probably going to need a doctor the soonest out of all of them, so we'll put him there. Duck Hunt Dog. Now, this is definitely a Halsin character. It's a dog with a bird. He likes animals, so it makes sense. I was considering Minsk, though, because it's a 2-for-1, and it would make sense with Minsk and Boo, but we'll go Duck Hunt Dog for Halsin. Next, we got Falco. Falco is extremely fast, and same with Fox. They're both very fast characters. For some reason, I feel like Fox is more of a, I would say, maybe a Will character. Yeah. Oh, this is a tricky one. Maybe Gale actually. Gale's Gale's probably my favorite origin out of here. Fox is the leader. I guess yeah, we'll go that way. And then Falco could probably go. I would say we'll go Halsin for this one. I don't really have much reasoning for that. Maybe it could go also for Gale, but just to split things up. Ganondorf, pure evil. Lae'zel or Minthara is all over that. It just makes sense. She likes evil characters. Greninja, speedy, silent, Asterion. It just makes sense. Greninja is a ninja. Ninjas, vampires, rogues. It all comes together. Next, we got the Dragon Quest main character. I don't know what they call it in this game. There's Avatar or something. Sword user, main character vibes. This has got Will written all over it, so I'm going to put it under Will. The Ice Climbers. Now, for some reason, I'm feeling Circle of the Arctic Druid Jaheira. I don't really know why, but that's just the way I feel, because the Circle of the Land Druid has the Arctic Circle, and I feel like it would fit there well. Next, we got Ike. Again, Ike's one of my favorite characters in Smash Bros. And Lae'zel's hoarding the sword users. I feel like she would be an Ike user, probably. Next, we got Incineroar, and this is the one that I thought of for Karlach. He's a rustler. Karlach feels like a rustler. She's got that big energy, big cat energy. I just feel like they would make the most sense to have together, so I'll put that there. I guess I'll pair the one closest to them that I think fits the best. Princess Peach. Maybe something like that. Mario, Gale. Gale thinks he's the main character. Link. Yeah, I think this works well. Maybe Charizard or Donkey Kong being the closest. Yeah, so we have their closest match next to them, probably their top pick. The Inkling from Splatoon. This is another goofy character that's squid based. I feel like it'd probably be one that Karlach would like. So we'll go with that. Isabelle, the dog, who's actually dating Doom Guy, believe it or not. Doom Guy and Isabelle have a lot of history together, and it's a dog. I feel like Jaheira probably fit it well. I think she would like that character. So we'll go with that. Next, we got Bulbasaur. I feel like we'll split them up because they're supposed to be together, but Bulbasaur is a plant, and I feel like Jaheira's more plant-based than Halsin, so we'll go with that. Jigglypuff. Oh, this is a tough one. Jigglypuff's actually pretty good. Singing people to sleep. I feel like maybe Karlach. Karlach would think the pink puffball would be a funny character to play as, but it could also go to Shadowheart. She went with Kirby. Next, we got Joker. Now, Joker's the only character to have a gun and jump around shooting people. Joker's actually really strong, too, and I honestly feel like this would be a character that Asterion would pick. I am a huge fan of Persona 5, and I was mind-blown when they added him to Smash Brothers. Just as mind-blown as I was when they added the Fallout Vault Boy to Smash Bros. He's not a character, but he's a costume. So, yeah, they did some crazy collaborations. This is Kenzuyu. Kind of an evil character. I want to put him... I don't even know if I pronounced his name right. I think Asterion would fit there. And Ken... maybe Halsin. Brawler. Maybe even Minsk. I'll go Halsin just to keep it even. King Dedede. King Dedede is a tricky one. I feel like royalty's kind of evil. Minthara probably wouldn't like the colors of him, but he's a king and she's nobility, so that's my reasoning. And King K. Rool in the same vein. Royalty, Minthara. Olimar, dude. Okay, these are all the characters. This is a copy of Olimar, who I gave plants to Jaheira. So there it is. These are all just repeats, and I actually don't know what this character is, so I guess we can just do a little quick search, and results are limited. Nope, we don't got a result. So, not sure what that one is, but if anyone can let me know in the comments and where they think they would place them. Feel free to leave a comment what you think each of these characters would play as. This is all just purely speculative, and I might have overlooked something because this is a lot of characters that match up to Baldur's Gate 3. My brain was doing a bunch of things to try and figure this one out, so if you found this video fun, please hit the subscribe button below. This was a tough one. Gale. Yeah, Gale, main character energy. I felt like Mario, but I couldn't really think of many others. He would probably just stick as Mario for the fireballs that he can cast. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on the Baldur's Gate 3 character Smash Brothers collaboration. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.